In this video, I'll be showing you the best 3 cam spots on the main sites of these 4 maps, starting with Kanal. For your first cam, throw it up here, as this camera is bulletproof in every direction and can get clear vision onto the roof entrance door, red stairs, and 90. For a radar room cam, vault up onto the desk and place it here. This camera is bulletproof from the direction of the breach and can watch control room all of the radar site, the default plant spot, and the breach walk-in. For your final cam, come to the printer stairs and throw it here. This camera is then impossible to see from printer, but it can clearly watch the stairs and this small part of printer through the wires. You can then pair this cam with your nitro cell for a free kill. And now, let's move on to the basement site. For your first cam, come to Scuba and shoot out a hole here with your deagle and place your cam in the hole here. This camera is super strong because it can see through the wall to watch the yellow stairs, and it can also watch most of Scuba. For your second cam, use the cam bouncing trick to position it on top of this light in the hallway. From a distance, this camera is super hard to see, and it will watch the lockers and Scuba doors as well as the entire hallway and the main stairs walk down. Then head up into archives and place your final cam in this gap here. You can then pair this camera with your nitro cell for a 95% chance of getting a free kill. To do this, simply place your nitro below this rug here and wait for the attackers to walk over it. Now let's go over the best cam spots on Chalet, starting with the top floor. For your first cam, come down into dining and shoot out the floor with your deagle here. Then throw your cam up through the floor onto the bottom of this table. This cam will then watch all of office and can watch any attackers pushing in through the breach going for the default plant. And you can also place your nitro cell here late round to deny the plant. For your second cam, come to bottom fireplace and place it onto the bottom of this light here. This camera is then super well hidden by the light and the leaves, and it'll watch bottom fireplace and the mezzanine area with the K9 window and office breach. Then place your final cam high up in solar here, because no attacker will look directly up, and it'll watch the solar stairs and window repels. For a construction camera, throw it under this light. This cam is super hard to see because the bright light masks it, and it can watch all of construction. And in my 20 years as a Valkyrie main, I've never had this cam destroyed. For a logistics cam, come down into kitchen and shoot out the floor with your deagle here. You can then throw your cam up through the floor onto the bottom of this desk. This camera will be hard for the attackers to see and will watch all of logistics. You can also pair this camera with your nitro cell to get an almost guaranteed free kill every time you defend this site. And in the last 2 weeks, I've picked up over 9,000 kills by using this camera. And for your last camera, head to gym and place it under the weights here. This camera can only be seen if the attacker's prone, and it'll watch all of gym, the main breach walk-in, and the construction door. Next, we'll be going over the best cam spots for the basement site. For a kitchen camera, place it here, because the attackers can only see it if they prone, and it'll watch any attackers near the hatch. And in my 20 years as a Valkyrie main, I've never had this camera destroyed. You can then pair this camera with your nitro cell to pick up an almost guaranteed free kill every single round. For a main stairs camera, place it behind this light here. This camera will then be able to watch the main stairs walk down, and it's impossible for the attackers to see the camera because of the light. For a blue camera, place it here, because it is very hard for the attackers to see this camera unless they prone, but it'll be able to watch any attackers pushing from either oil pit or the secret stairs. Now let's move on to our final site, Oregon, where we will first cover the top floor site. For your first camera, come to attic and place your camera here. Then destroy the wood above the trophy walls, and your cam will be able to watch attic and trophy. And in my 17 years as a Valkyrie main, I've never had this camera destroyed. You can then pair this camera with your nitro cell to pick up a free kill by tossing it over these walls and into the middle of trophy. For your second cam, come down into security and shoot out the floor here with your deagle. Then, throw your cam up through the floor onto the bottom of this shelf. This cam will then watch the big window jump in and the top of white stairs. For your final cam, come down into classroom and shoot out the floor here so you can throw your cam up through the floor to get this closet camera. Finally, let's move on to the basement site to finish the video. For a blue bunker camera, place it here, because any attackers outside in construction won't be able to see this camera, but you'll be able to see their legs.
Fall back.
This camera will also be able to watch elbow through these pipes. For your second camera, come to pillar and place it behind these bars here. The metal bars make it hard for the attackers to see this camera, and it'll be able to watch the tower stairs, all of pillar, and anyone on the blue bunker door. The final cam is in laundry above this white pipe. This cam will watch all of laundry, including the stairs. And from the attacker's perspective, it's impossible for them to see this camera.